The Tuesday evening Karatbars training call. It's one that we have every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're glad that you're all with us. I want to congratulate everybody for getting on the call. I think we have a lot of good information for you here tonight. We are going to forego the introduction to Karatbars as we typically do. Everybody in this call knows what Karatbars pretty much is. We want to get right to the meat and potatoes. We've got some excellent speakers, and I'd like to start off with one that I've known for quite some time. He's a consummate veteran professional in this industry. He's literally earned millions. He is currently a seven-figure earner. Would you welcome Pat Gamble? Pat, are you on?
Hey, Bill, thank you, and congratulations to all of you that got on the call. We had a heavy promotion tonight from a lot of key leaders in Karatbars. It's great to say hi to all of you, and I want to say hi again to all of you that I met at the event the weekend before at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. Folks, I'll tell you what, Karatbars is about ready to tear this thing up. I cannot believe some of the stuff just developing in the last week. Of course, Cheryl and I have discussed this with Matt and other Bill and key leaders where this company is going to go after the event. They were right. Away we go. It's definitely on fire. We're now starting to exercise some building principles that are going to turn this thing upside down for a lot of you that want to become the next millionaire in Karatbars International. I congratulate you for your effort, your focus. I know a lot of you have been here for years, and you folks need a round of applause silently from all of us because you love this company. Your stay-tunedness is unparalleled. I can tell you, folks, I got to meet Harold Seiss for the first time personally, Thomas, Michael, their IT guy, and a host of amazing leaders. I could not believe people flying in from all over the world to this event. And it just blew me away to get up and shake hands with so many folks. I think there was well over 1,000 people at that event. Cherylanne Gobe did a fantastic job with Derek Wurzma putting that event together, administrating it. There was no glitches. The audio was great. It was just a fantastic event, folks, and I'm sorry that some of you weren't able to make it. We want you to be down to the next event. We've got an exciting call tonight, and what I'm going to do right now is get right over to a really great friend, Cherylanne Gobe, to share with you folks some of the highlights of that event, some of the products that were introduced, kind of where this company's going over the next 6 to 24 months. I am excited, folks. I'll tell you what, you chose the right company. This is probably the hottest company I've seen in my career. It's positioned for amazing international growth for the next 60 months. So fasten your seatbelt, hang on. I'm going to bring on my good friend Cheryl. A lot of you folks know Cheryl's background. Her and her husband, Britt, have been extremely successful in white corporate America. She was chosen by Harold Seiss, the owner, to head up North America. And I tell you, coming into network marketing and doing the job this gal's done has been phenomenal, but she's got some really fun updates for you tonight. And, Cheryl, we're excited to have you on. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks, Pat, and it's my pleasure being here. And thank everyone that's on the call tonight for the efforts that you made to get to Las Vegas. It was absolutely just an incredible time. And there, like Pat said, there were so many leaders from all over the world, and just getting to hang out with everyone it's just the thrill of this part I love most in this business. But, you know, I want to be real quick tonight, just go over some key things that happened during that meeting. And number one, many of you have noticed today in your back office, the new Christmas cards are out, and they're in your back office under specialty cards. So you might want to go over there and take a look. What a great gift to give this Christmas season, and really start, you know, sharing Karatbars with someone else and let them understand the value of having gold. And those Christmas cards are beautiful back there. You need to order by December 10th. They have priority. Any Christmas cards that are ordered by December 10th, you should be able to get those by Christmas. So if you want to give those out for gifts, make sure that you go ahead and get in there and get your Christmas cards ordered now. Some of the other things that Harold talked about during the event is probably two of my favorite products that I was so excited about that he brought or introduced at the convention is, number one, the new 3D cards. And the 3D cards, they're a special production. It's a very unique card. They are 3D when you look at them. And there's going to be one, congratulations, and I love you, and I think there is even a Christmas one there as well. The 3D cards were instituted and actually developed because there's a lot of people that want to take part with Karatbars. But unfortunately, life has gotten in the way, and maybe they don't have the funds to go ahead and order their business package. With these 3D cards, you have the option, and all these new people will have the option that they can go out and sell like 3 of these cards. And 3 of those cards for the first 6 weeks, everybody, I don't care if you've been here as long as I have, and I'm older than dirt in this company, but even I get to do this. But everyone that in my group that I've personally sponsored, if they purchase one of the 3D cards for the first 6 weeks, you're going to earn double commission. What's normally $15 there, you're going to earn 30 or 30 euro, on those 3D cards. Now, the intent of that 3D card and what it's for is to make sure that if you're earning those double commissions during the first 6 weeks, you have the option to either keep the commission or B, take that commission and convert it into a package. So I think that's phenomenal because there's a lot of people that want to get involved in the dual team system and they want to work that. So if funds are an issue for you right now, it's not going to be any more. Just get out there, share Karatbars, sell some of those 3D cards, and you're going to end up earning your way in to the dual team system. And I think that is fabulous because, so many companies that put so many rules and regulations and have-tos and everything else on you and, makes you do this. And Karatbars is not that company. This owner from the top, for those of you that met Harold, he wants you to be successful. So he's constantly thinking, how do I make it better for the affiliates? And, I think this 3D card was absolutely phenomenal. What a great way for people to earn their way into a dual team package without having to take funds out of their pocket to enter that system. So I'm really, really excited about that. One of the other products that he brought out, Pat, was the new coin. And the coin is amazing. The coin is the first time in history. Now, everyone in North America knows we've primarily been limited to coins in this area. Most people do not realize that coins normally only have 91 to 93% purity in that coin. Even though they say 999.9, they do not have to tell you the alloy metal content of a coin. It's on a different weight scale. But with a Karatbars coin, they're patented in Europe, and we've applied for patents in North America as well. It's the first time you'll have a coin in your pocket that you do not have to melt it down to get to the melt weight of that coin. It's got actual bullion in the center of that coin. It's surrounded by silver. And another phenomenal aspect with that, almost every country in the world puts what they call VAT on silver. U.S. and Australia are very unique. I'm sure it's coming. But in most European countries and South American countries, there is VAT on silver. These coins are VAT-free, even though that center core is silver. So that's huge. And so anyway, these items, as well as the new website, we hope to have up and running in your back office by this Friday. We had our meeting today. They're actually working around the clock. They wanted to have this available for us at the convention. He showed us some, pictures of what's coming and how much easier the back office is going to be. But anyway, we're hoping to have that new website up, and everything will just, merge into. Hopefully Friday morning you'll wake up and log in, and you're going to have a whole new look there. It's much easier to maneuver through, but make sure you take a look at that, the new Karatbar coin. It's going to be a collector's item. Get you one. I have one, and they're absolutely phenomenal. So I wanted to touch on that real quick. Also wanted to touch, he announced that, they are actively pursuing a gold mine, and that is going to be later in 2015. It's not going to be today, but, it's a process that you have to go through, and that should be finalized sometimes in 2015 to where we will have partnered with a company into our own gold mine as well. E-wallet credit cards, we're still sitting there waiting on that right now. We should have some updates on that toward the end of the week. We have another meeting tomorrow in regard to the new e-wallet as well as the credit cards. and making that easier for everybody. And last but not least, I'm going to make this one real quick. Starting in 2015, we have heard your cry. And we love these big conventions, but there is a need out there. We're ready to go into momentum like you've never seen before. And when we do that, we need leaders. And we want to see a lot of you step up and become, you know, the leaders that you were intended to be and that you need to be out front and center. We will start having leadership training seminars here in Nashville, probably about once every 2 months is what we've been discussing. You're going to have some of your top leadership council members that will be here in Nashville along with Matt Rettick, and we will be teaching product knowledge, the history of the company, you know, motivation, how to present, you know, just on and on. But we want to do a 3-day intense training at least once every 2 months for those of you that are ready to step up and make this your forever. And, you know, we're excited to have you part of that. And, Pat, I'm going to skip out of here because I'm excited about what Matt's got to bring out and talk to us tonight. So I hope those were enough of quick updates there, and more will be coming soon.
Now, Cheryl, thank you so much. And can you comment briefly, because I believe, Harold, I heard him say, I'm positive it is, I took notes, that we'll actually be able to purchase shares in that gold mine when it's developed. Is that correct?
It's going to be part of that VIP, well, the VIP exclusive that's in your back office right now. Right at this current time, if you have a VIP exclusive or you're looking to acquire a VIP exclusive, that comes right now with an incentive where you get a share in the World Pool. That World Pool, it gives you an opportunity to take, to have the advantage or to take part in that World Pool and the profit sharing of the company in the future. And, gang, if you're sitting on the fence, now's the time to move. I know that there's about, what was it, about maybe 30 days ago, I know there was somewhere between 200 and 300. I do not know where that number is at, what's left. They're only selling 10,000 of those VIP exclusives. And they're, well, excuse me, not the VIP exclusives, that will be ongoing, but there's only 10,000 Whirlpool shares that will be given out. So if you're on the fence, now's the time to move. I would not wait much longer to go ahead and get that going. If you need help, need more details on that, then by all means give me a call and we'll go through it, and I'll share everything I can with you about that VIP exclusive and the incentive right now to receive that Whirlpool share. You don't want to miss it. It's not about what we're, you know, how much gold we're selling today. It's where we're going 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road. And, gang, Pat, you heard them. You know, the sky's the limit with Harold Sites. Next year, gold mine, in 2 to 3 years, we're talking about a gold bullion bank. So if you want to be part of that, come, you know, get in there and get in and get one of those VIP exclusives right now while you can get one of those Whirlpool shares for free.
Absolutely. What a great way to be able to be part of the company profits, folks. All of the activity and sales every day are going into these pools. So this is fantastic that companies letting us get involved in that regard. So, Cheryl, thank you so much. Appreciate all the updates. Great getting to see you and Britt and the rest of the team. I want to bring on a special guest. A lot of you are here tonight to hear Matt Rettick. Matt's a pretty interesting guy, folks. I'll tell you, I saw a number of speakers at the event. One guy stuck out more than all. It's a guy on the phone tonight that I'm going to bring on to share some insights with all of you and why he came to Karatbars. But let me just share briefly a little of Matt Rettick's background. For those of you that don't know, Matt does have a website up there that talks about his accomplishments and so forth. But Matt's been a financial advisor to thousands of people, folks, running over 3 different financial services, helping a lot of folks over the years. In fact, he's been named America's Financial Advisor and the host to Checks and Balances TV. Really some interesting TV experience with this guy. He's also been a guest of several mainstream media TV channels, including Nashville's News Channel 5, where he and Cheryl are both from Tennessee, as most of you know. He's been on NBC's Today, Fox and Friends, Fox Business, MSNBC News, and a host of others as a guest to come on and share his insights about finances and so forth. And he's written a couple great books in that regard, folks. The first one, 8 Steps to Wealth, to Health and Wealth, co-authored by the godfather of fitness, Jack LaLanne. You know, a lot of you on this line grew up with Jack LaLanne running around doing his exercise with his little tootsies on and so forth. I have great admiration for him because he inspired a lot of people to stay healthy. Matt believes that, you know, if you don't have your health, how are you going to enjoy your wealth? And that's a big part of that book. He's also written his most current book, All of the Rules Have Changed, What You Must Know to Succeed in the New Financial Reality. This was a bestseller, folks, on Amazon within 24 hours of being introduced. Think about that. #1 seller. It's selling like hotcakes right now. I could go on and on. Matt's background is much more intense, but when you sit here and edify people forever, it's overwhelming. So, Matt, again, thank you so much for taking the time to meet me. I do want to say up front that Matt and Michelle had an event up here in Washington State about, it's been, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was fortunate enough to come out and hunt these guys down and find them and go out to dinner and meet them in person, and then, again, at the event. They're just amazing people, great inspiration. A lot of people, Matt, are wondering, why are you here? Why did you choose Karatbars? But thanks so much for being on tonight. Maybe you can come on and share your insights about the event and what brought you to Karatbars.
Well, thanks, Pat. It's a real privilege to share my experience, and I find that all of us are searching for something that we can believe in, something that is real, something that has longevity, something that we can be proud to back, something that will really, really benefit others, and something that can bring us some financial security and stability, and something that's not based on our own daily production. As probably many people have heard of J. Paul Getty's very old but true axiom when it comes to making money, and that is that he said, I would rather make 1% from 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And that's the great thing that Karatbars offers, as I see it, is 2 sides of the coin. Number one is a product that everyone needs, wants, desires, but doesn't know where to get. And I was a financial advisor. I've been now for over 25 years, and of course, I always recommend that my clients diversify their investments, and 10% at least, up to 20% should be diversified into precious metals like silver or gold, mostly gold. But I never had a good source or a place where I could recommend to them that I had confidence in. The other alternatives just weren't that good, so I could never help them. But now there is a credible source that offers, as we all know, 999.9 pure 24-karat gold bullion in small, what I call usable amounts. And in our class, our category, you might say, we are a category creator. The competition, the 3 main companies out there that compete are an average of $15 to $20 a gram more for a 1-gram bar. So we have evidence that we have the highest quality gold at the lowest price possible, and we have an affiliate compensation plan with a dual payout system where you're building other people's businesses while you're building yours. It creates so much energy, so much excitement, so much enthusiasm, and so much in real dollars. And the part that I like best about this organization is I get to work with people all over the country that I've known for years but would never be in partnership with them if it wasn't for Karatbars. And now I'm helping to secure and change their financial future and having a great time partnering with them, marketing, talking to their prospects, developing training programs, videos, and helping them build a great, long-lasting business. So that's a little bit, Pat, of why I'm in this business.
Well, Matt, that's fantastic. Maybe you can share your experience recently with another speaker that came to the event that you've been able to meet, our good friend Jack Baher. He's a fraud investigator friend that has helped literally thousands of people, as you know, Matt, around the world recover money from the scams and fraudsters out there. Maybe you can share with everybody. And by the way, folks, Jack Baher put on a fantastic presentation. He was the first speaker at our event. Cheryl had him come on first. Matt was later in the day. And, Matt, you're just really inspiring. But I know you decided to have Jack fly back to your office and do some video work with him and so forth. But can you share, Matt, with everybody how powerful it is to have a guy like him involved with this company, along with what you're doing and your credibility regarding, the authenticity of this company and the fact that we are a real deal?
Yeah, I would love to. We had such a great time, both myself and my wife, lovely wife, Michelle. with Jack in town in Nashville. We're just kindred spirits. He has a real heart for helping people. In the past, he's helped thousands of people recover their nest egg, or at least a part of their nest egg, from huge Ponzi schemes, rip-offs, and con artists. And he has a real heart for helping people discover the truth. And so I really had an introduction to Jack Baher, as you know, Pat, from yourself back about a month and a half ago. And when I heard about the work that Jack has done and the investigation that he did into Karatbars and the clean slate he came back with and posted some positive, extremely positive things about Karatbars, and then he himself became an affiliate, when I heard that, I said, Pat, I've got to talk to him. And the reason I wanted to talk to him was just not to get to know him, but I have a studio, recording studio, TV studio in my offices where I've recorded Checks and Balances TV for many years. And when I find special people that I want to interview, I bring them in. Like my book, All the Rules Have Changed, What You Must Do to Succeed in the New Financial Reality. The foreword was by David M. Walker. He is the former U.S. Comptroller General for 8 years. So when he agreed to write my foreword, I had him in the studio recorded. I had an interview with him and company presidents of other industries. But when I heard about Jack, I said, I've got to call Jack. So on a Friday afternoon, my wife and I called him on speakerphone, talked to him for 45 minutes. And I said, you know what, I can't wait to hear you speak at the Karatbars convention before I invite you to come to Nashville. I said, Jack, we would love to have you come at our expense. Sit in the studio, let me interview you, and talk about your background, talk about how you've helped people recover their life savings, and they had no way of recovering it otherwise. And then talk about your investigation into Karatbars, why it came out clean, what did you discover, and how do you overcome negative press or negative things on Google that are not true. And Jack said, I will come, let's book it right now. So we booked it for the 21st of November, a week after we spoke in Vegas. And, you know, I mean, I've been in sales since I was 16, and I'm officially 60 years of age, although it's hard to believe. And we all know that in any kind of sales arena, that there, in any product you market or sell to the public, there are generally only 2 or 3 objections you'll ever hear that are common to most people. And the key is to, number one, know what those objections are, and number two, be able to competently overcome them, ideally before they even bring up the objection. So what's some of the objections we hear, and usually they're foolish objections, but people think they're real. What are the objections that you hear about Karatbars? Well, number one, you hear, well, it's just a Ponzi scheme, or it's just an MLM. No, it's not. Oh, well, you know, I read some bad stuff on Google. This is not a good company to work with. Well, that's not true either. So how do you overcome that? You can tell them until you're blue in the face why that's not true. The easier way is to point to an expert who does this for a living and say, let me share with you a short 5-minute clip from an interview that Jack did on Checks and Balances TV. The whole interview is 65 minutes long, but they've edited 5 or 6 minutes of it. Let me share this short video with you about the truth of what's going on in some MLM or internet marketing companies and his investigation that he did into Karatbars and what he himself discovered. You see, then you put the spotlight not on you to prove that to be false and invalid, but you let Jack Baher do it for you. And I'm going to tell you, folks, we had such a powerful interview. I mean, Michelle was in the studio with us and even suggested a couple of questions that popped up that really flowed very well. But when we got done, Jack turned to me and said, holy cow, man. He said, you're really good. You do this for a living, don't you? I said, yeah. I said, but you were so easy to talk with. It's like we've been friends for years. And so the tool that we're going to use this in, it's going to take us a couple of weeks to edit it all down with a great intro and some music and some bullet points and some a nice background. But when it's done, it's going to be available on our website at goldmarketadvisor.com. You might want to go there and just check out some of the videos and things I have there. But goldmarketadvisor.com, we're going to have a whole affiliate help center there, and the interview with Jack is going to be on there so that you can use this as a tool and as an expert to combat some of the negative things that people say just off of the top of their head without any real evidence, because we have the evidence of what this company really is, and it's our job to convey it truthfully, carefully, but sincerely to everybody that we talk with.
Man, Matt, I'll tell you, folks, if you're hearing this, I hope you took some notes here. People on this line tonight, Matt, don't have a clue how much horsepower they have in their hands fighting all the controversy out there, somebody saying, you're a scam, whatever. You're talking to folks about one of the top fraud and scam investigators on the planet. This guy works with other fraud and scam websites out there. He's been written up in Forbes over 100 times. Like Matt, he's been invited to television and been a guest on a number of shows there. He's been written up in numerous different magazines. Matt, this guy like yourself has amazing credibility, and this is just a powerful, powerful tool. I'm not even familiar with Jack ever doing a video like this. He doesn't go out and speak much anymore, and he's so excited about Karatbars, Matt, that he came down to that event, and as you know, he poured his heart out for an hour. It was phenomenal hearing him talk. I have to tell you, both of you guys, and we did have Jack on the call last week, but Matt, thank you so much for sharing that detail. I actually haven't heard it myself and talked to Jack much about his trip back there. If folks tonight are going to get anything out of this call, it's going to understanding the power of that tool that's being generated. No other network marketing company has that kind of credibility. And by the way, folks, most of these scam and fraud sites, they don't let people advertise. They don't do positive blogs. They do nothing. And you're going to start seeing some really amazing articles come out about this company and the credibility of Harold Seitz, his business model, where he's going international with it. Again, you're in the right place at the right time. So, Matt, let me get back to just a couple more quick questions. You've been great.
Sure.
Can you just share a couple motivational things with folks regarding, getting into positive habits, setting their goals? I talk about this every week, but I think coming from you, since you're a motivational lifestyles coach, would be really great tonight.
Well, one of the things I talked about at the convention a week and a half ago is that sometimes in life when nobody believes in you, you have to believe in you. And you can't look at your current circumstances or your past failures or things that haven't gone wrong. As I kind of gave my background, the first half of my life was a total failure. I had a couple of marriages that didn't work out. Most of my business ventures went sour. I was in debt up to my eyeballs, almost claimed bankruptcy twice, had a car repossessed. They even called at one time a credit counseling agency, and I was so much in debt they even turned me down. I didn't think they could, but they turned me down. So number one is that we have to believe that we ourselves can be successful. And this business is so easy to do it in because you're not alone. You've got your upline to help you with conference calls, webinars like Pat does, conference calls like this, even to, if you're locally to them, to meet with you, to talk with your prospects. It's the one thing you can know and feel confident about, that I feel good about, because I would not be in this business if they were selling soap or vitamins or nutrition or weight loss or water filters or anything else. This is not spending money. This is saving money in a more efficient, better way to preserve our buying power. Everybody wants gold, doesn't know where to get it, and less than 1% of Americans have gold. So we just have to have guts enough to go out there and talk to people. And I like to say that many times we're bound up with fear and doubt and low self-image. And the only way to overcome fear is like a dark cloud. You can't sit in the couch and overcome fear with inactivity. You only overcome fear by action. And as you run through that cloud, it dissipates and disappears. So even though you may not have all the answers or have enough information in your head or have researched enough, get out there and talk to people. Have a 1 gram card, a 2.5 gram card, a 5 gram card in your pocket at all times, like I showed on stage. Have some specialty cards. You have to have Pope John Paul II's card of the Vatican. You need to have the Brazil World Soccer card with you, and a couple of others, because it's a visual example. Show and tell when you're in kindergarten. Show always went a lot more than tell. So don't just tell people, but show them. And it's interesting. You never know who's going to take it and run with it and who's not. But you have to give everybody the opportunity to look at this business. And what's interesting for me, Pat, and I want everybody to hear this closely, the more successful that people are currently, the more they get this business quicker. I'm talking to doctors, dentists, pastors, attorneys who are getting in, financial advisors, business owners, millionaires, athletes. We just brought on Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett in the big-time wrestling world. They're like icons up there with like Hulk Hogan almost. And Kurt Angle won the gold medal in the Olympics for wrestling several years ago. And there are many other well-known people. And so it seems like, don't be intimidated, don't be fearful because someone is too successful or you think they have enough money. People are getting into it because of their children, because of their grandchildren, because they want to leave a legacy, because they want to help their brother out. it's amazing the reasons people are getting into Karatbars. So I say take it and run with it. Don't worry about fear or doubt. Just get out there and talk to people as quickly as you can with sincerity, and you'll find that they'll jump in. And like Boomer and Cherylanne says, you only have two legs. You only have to have one Boomer on one leg and the Cherylanne on the other, or Pat on the other, and you're all set. And the great thing, it doesn't have to be the ones that you brought in. It could be 10, 20 lines deep. But you find someone like that, and it's all over but the shouting. So I would say that. And also, for those that do go to our goldmarketadvisor.com website, Pat, what Cherylanne talked about, the training, Kelly Shaw, who was at my table at the Karatbars meeting, is a very, very well-known and powerful platform speaker, trainer, educator, and he and I are working together on some terrific training tools. What I heard the most is that people in that room wanted training tools on how to market themselves, how to work their warm market, the cold market. They want a website similar to the one I have that we're going to make available for everybody. They want sales scripts, how to handle objections. What I call the 5 reasons of why Karatbars is not an MLM, the Jack Bauer interview, and a lot of other useful tools that will help arm them and give them the confidence they need. So, stay tuned, and if we somehow have your information or email address, either myself directly or through Cherylanne somehow, we'll make sure that you know when these training dates do will take place, which should start the 1st of 2015.
Wow, fantastic, Matt. Those are great insight there. And, you made a couple pretty interesting comments here at the beginning. You talked about, the failures you had. And like Bill Whiteley says, by the way, Matt, who doesn't like gold? I mean, in other words, don't prejudge people, folks. Don't prejudge anybody. Everybody needs gold financial insurance more than they know right now. Don't think because the prices are going down, this is not the time to be acquiring gold. It's absolutely the best time to own it because you will have cost average and got it when it was the cheapest that we'll probably ever see again. But, Matt, you made a great point about your failures. And, I think it's important tonight for everybody on this call to understand that, if you don't see, $10,000 a month your first month, you may not see it the second. Don't give up, folks. Never, ever quit. Stay plugged into Karatbars and all the key leaders because we're not going anywhere. And, Matt, you know how important that goal setting is and not giving up because you have a bad day or week.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, every day, they say the old thing is that yesterday is a canceled check, tomorrow's a promise note, but today is cash. Use it or lose it. And so whether yesterday was, we had 10 VIPs sign up in our organization or we had none, it doesn't matter. Every day is brand new. So think about the new, and I look at it like this. I almost look at it like a mission. I mean, that's why I'm doing this full time. My financial services company, as I mentioned on stage, I've handed over to my son, Jeremy, who's been with us now for 11 years. He's now the new company president. And I'm attacking this thing full time. And it's not because I want to become the number one income earner with Karatbars. It's because I want to affect as many people as I can with this opportunity and change their financial destiny. That's what juices me up. That's what gets me excited to see an army, a room full of people that I was able to touch and affect and change their financial life. That's why I'm doing it and running with it. So you just have to, every day think about, changing people's lives, and you'll never know unless you open your mouth and ask a simple question, share a little bit with them, and then it goes from there.
Fantastic, Matt. And, boy, you are a great inspiration. I'll tell you what you have to say. Everybody should be listening. So I'm going to ask you one last question, Matt. And I'm going to address the brand-new people that got on this line tonight because they were invited here. There's a lot of you folks out there that are looking at Karatbars for the first time. You may have just signed up as a brand new affiliate. Matt, what would you say to the brand new folks tonight listening to you? The brand new people that just got started or are looking to get involved with Karatbars.
Well, the people just getting started in Karatbars, I want to say congratulations. I mentioned on stage and on my website, I say that I believe it's the greatest business opportunity in the world. I used to say in America, but now it's in the world, and it really is. I am convinced, I am totally convinced that you are a part of the beginning of something great. You already heard kind of where the company's going from Cherylanne and from Pat. It's almost like being involved with Apple in the first 2 years or Microsoft or Google. It's going to change the world. And I believe that Karatbars has that power. I believe that Harold Sykes has the vision. He's going to keep the company debt-free. He's going to build it stronger and wider and with even better people as time goes by. So it's our responsibility to do, our research. As a new person, you want to do some research. I mean, what I did the first 30 days getting the business is I didn't talk to one person. I'm kind of a radical when it comes to that because I want to know that I know that I know and not just hear what I think sounds good. So I started doing my own research into the company, had my own compliance officer do it, and it came back clean, and I was more committed and excited because of that. So you want to learn. You want to perhaps go to Cherylanne's website, all about Karatbars, and learn about the products and what the LBMA really is all about and how big that is to be on a card of this size for the consumer and not just to refineries that sell gold to other countries, and really understand the hologram on that card and what it means and the assayer signature and all of that. So when you speak to people, you've got great confidence that in this category, this what they call category creator, that we have the best gold at the lowest price and we can prove it. And then number 2 is understand the compensation plan, the affiliate compensation plan. So when you talk about it, you're confident. And then number 3, talk to everyone that you possibly can. And in the beginning, if you have your best list of key people you think would be great, don't go it alone because you only get one shot at them. I would go with your sponsor or somebody upline who maybe has a little more knowledge, has a little more insight, a little more confidence, and do a joint call with them. Do a Skype call, a webinar, whatever it might be. Meet with them in person, but bring somebody perhaps with you to get started because you'll learn as you kind of go along in that scenario. So I would just say excitement, be excited about it, but do some research on the product itself so you understand it. Get with your upline, understand the affiliate compensation plan, and then go have fun. This is in 40 years of business, it's the most fun I've ever had in business. And I've done some pretty fun and incredible things, but this is by far the most fun that I've had, and I think that you'll have too.
Okay, Matt. Well, that's very inspirational. All you new folks tonight that heard what Matt just said, ditto. Use your business partners, your 3-way calls, and start learning all you can, folks. All about Karatbars is great, and it is a really good site. So, Matt, thank you so much for being here. Cherylanne, Gobe, thank you. Bill Whiteley, appreciate you hosting in. And Judy and Bill Womack, thank you so much for making this call available for everybody. Congratulations to all of you. And thank you so much for being on the call tonight. I want to say God bless every one of you that are on this call tonight, and God bless the United States of America. Good night, folks. Have a great Karatbars week.
And also, happy Thanksgiving, by the way, Pat. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Matt. Good night, everybody.
Line